From May 13th till May 24th, many of us can deal with some final endings and ultimate karmic lessons regarding our Pisces house. And that's because we are having Saturn, the Lord of Karma, moving through the very final degree in astrology, Pisces 29 anaretic degree. So this transit is very karmic, is very much about endings. It's very much about us realizing our lessons of the past 2 years. I will be guiding you for every rising sign, and also we're gonna look at the general insight. So please stay with me, watch the intro first so you're gonna understand this whole energy, and then please watch description for your rising sign, which gonna help you to understand how this can manifest for you individually. Welcome. Hey guys, my name is Jolanta. I am a Western astrologer and creator of Soulight Space Astrology. Welcome to my channel. If you like what I do, please like and subscribe to my channel. You can also consider sending me a virtual tea for my work. There's a donation link in the description box. You can also share with me in comment section how do you receive this message, your astrological observation about what we will be talking about in this video. So as I mentioned in the beginning, we will be talking about Saturn in Pisces ending his stay in Pisces, and this whole process that we are now kind of ending. This is not the very final ending, guys, because we're gonna have this 3 times Pisces 29 degree activated by Saturn, but this is our round number 1 from 3, when we're gonna be realizing the ultimate lesson of this whole story. So the process started in March 2023 in your Pisces house. If you have anything in Pisces, some placements, you were directly affected. Also, if you have Gemini, Sagittarius, Virgo placements, you were also affected by Saturn very strongly by squares or opposition in case of Virgo. So you could have the strongest pressure from the Saturn, and Saturn wants mastery, it wants things to improve. It can give you some challenges and hardships. You can be dealing with things that are blocking you, that feels like restrictions, limitations, something that is delaying your progress. You could be dealing with lots of frustration and impatience because Saturn doesn't give you results in the very beginning. You need to earn those rewards. Like, you need to work in a steady, disciplined, systematic way, and then when the time is right, you're gonna see results. Sometimes this takes years to see results of Saturnian transits. That's why some people give up on the way, and then they don't like Saturn because they feel like Saturn's only restricting and giving hardship and don't really giving much of the positive results. But trust me, if you stay on the track and you don't give up with Saturnian transits, then you're gonna be rewarded and you will feel like it was worth the effort. So that's always my recommendation for Saturn return, for Saturn transit, to focus on where is Saturn transiting right now in your chart and put your effort there in a very serious, disciplined, mature way. Show responsibility and accountability in this area of your life. And right now we are dealing still with the Pisces house and placements, and also mutable signs. As I mentioned, Gemini, Sagittarius, Virgo, you could be also feeling the most effects of this Saturnian energy. Right now, as Pisces 29 degree is activated, people that feel this energy the most are those who are having something around 29 degree in either Virgo, Sagittarius, Gemini, also water signs, Scorpio, Cancer. Although for water signs, Scorpio, Cancer, this energy was actually very beneficial. It was trining you, so it could be helping you in the last 2 years to reach your goals in a very disciplined way. It could be very supportive. You could be building something lasting and steady with Saturn energy here. Now for you to understand what might be going on is the best would be to look back at your lessons so far in your Pisces house. So as Saturn entered this area of your life in March 2023, you've been going through constant lessons, something forcing you to polish yourself, master yourself, improve yourself in the Pisces area of your chart. It could be also showing you where you are doing some mistakes, where there is a need from your side to take accountability, to see that this area of your life, it might not work well because of your own actions. Remember, Pisces is the last sign of the zodiac, so there is this whole karma stored in this energy, in this house. It could be the energy from past lives. It could be some very old karmic bond, baggage, emotions, feelings, energies that you didn't truly heal. And Pisces is very much about spiritual energy healing. So for many of you, since March 2023, there could be some events in your life that were trying to lead you towards this healing, and also ending some shadowy side of Pisces. So for Pisces shadow, what Saturn could be pointing out here, for example, it could be procrastination, addictions, especially alcohol, some substances, drugs, being very messy, disorganized, not having any structure and plan in this house where you have Pisces. There could be some delusion, illusion, manipulation, spiritual bypassing. With Pisces, we could be lazy. We could not really have this this groundedness in this house, because Pisces in the shadow side is escaping the reality. So our Pisces house can be one of the most messy houses in our whole chart. It can be in a good way, very spiritual, very loving, very forgiving. We can have very magical, beautiful, artistic, creative energy in this house. We can have very romantic and soft, energies that are coming from another realm, kind of things. So that would be the good side of Pisces, right? Pisces is like a beautiful fantasy, Disneyland, dreams, music, poetry, artistic, beautiful, creative side of life. So you could be in the good way in the Pisces house having this sort of energy. You can be also very helpful, self-sacrificing, in service to others. You might have some healing and intuitive gifts in this house. So that will be this beautiful energy of Pisces that Saturn now would like to polish. So if you've been doing already something creative, artistic, and maybe photography, filming, doing something regarding art, or also healing matters, intuition, esoteric, spirituality. If you've been doing something, some psychic gifts, then Saturn wanted you to polish that, master that, to become pro in this energy. And then, as we have this energy of Saturn since March 2023, you can think about what kind of hardship you had to go through in the Pisces energy of your chart. What kind of obstacle and limitation life put on your way, and how you manage to deal with that. Also, as we are having this 3 times, now I'm gonna give you dates so you can think about this current energy from May 13th till May 24th as the very first insight of those ultimate karmic lessons that then you're gonna repeat 2 times more. So a part of the energy now, we're gonna have also a second round from September 1st till September 15, and this will be Saturn retrograding in Pisces, moving back to Pisces. If you see the schedule, first we have Pisces 29 mid-May till May 24th, then Saturn moves to Aries for the first time, so we can have this big massive new transit of Saturn entering the beginning of astrology, Aries. Saturn will stay in Aries from May 24th till September 1st, so we're gonna have the glimpse of this transit, but it's gonna also start retrograde in summer from July 13th till November 28th. So Saturn will be moving from July 13th back from Aries, then moving back to Pisces on September 1st, retrograding, and it's going to be at this 29-degree Pisces, September 1st, September 15th. So that's this second round. And then it's going to be moving back more and more and more into Pisces 25th degree. And this will happen on November 28th, when this retrograde will stop. And then Saturn will be preparing for the final closure of Pisces themes, and the very final moment when we're gonna have this ultimate closure of something possibly very big in our life, because remember, Pisces 29 is the very end of astrology. So this final round is from February 4th till February 14th, 2026. And then Saturn moves to Aries for good. No more Saturn in Pisces for the next 30 years in our life. So now we are doing some ultimate cleansing of some karmic baggage, some closure, completing some karmic missions and lessons. There's possibly some ultimate termination, ending, something that has to be completely over, so we can start this new cycle of Saturn for the next 30 years. That's where there might be some difficult energy coming out to deal with, so we can totally end it, right? So think about this February 4th and 14th, this period of time when we're gonna be dealing for the third and last time in our life with this energy. Maybe not in our life, because in 30 years Saturn will move back to Pisces again. This takes 30 years for Saturn to come back. But you can also think about the fact that when Saturn and Neptune both will be in Aries this year and then next year for good, we are truly building something completely new. Something that can last for the next 30 years. We are building some new foundation for our life. So now we really want to get rid of what is not serving us in this ending sign of Pisces. And there was a lot of emphasis of this point of your chart. If you think about Venus retrogrades, moving back from Aries to Pisces, right? Making you re-evaluate, re-examine your values, your relationships, your finances, Venus themes. Then Mercury also was moving retrograde in the same time when Venus, also from Aries to Pisces. So mental energy, belief system, communication, how you talk, how you think, how you talk to yourself, how you use communication. That was also under this rethinking energy, and that all happened this spring. There was also this eclipse energy in Pisces, Virgo axis, and then in Aries. So this part of our chart is constantly triggered by transits, just as if universe would have this big wisdom of, I need to prepare those guys for what's coming. There is some big new chapter starting in our lives this summer, and then next year in winter, in February, when we can have this Neptune Saturn conjunction in the very beginning of astrology at 0 degree Aries. This will happen on February 2026. So you see there is a big need for us to close the old karma, so we can start fresh this new chapter in Aries. Remember that a part of Saturn we are working with Neptune, and Neptune will be also retrograding from July 4th till December 10th. That means that Neptune will also move back. It's now in Aries and it's gonna move back to Pisces, just like Saturn. So these two planets, they're gonna touch this new beginning in Aries. We're gonna see some new energies in June, July, August, so you can observe summer, what will be happening in your life regarding this Aries energy, you know, initiation of something new start, spring. And then those both planets will move back to Pisces for the final stay, and they're gonna be both operating at this 29 degree Pisces. If you want to have the note for Neptune, 29-degree Pisces. This will be happening between October 22nd and January 26th. October 22nd this year, 2025, and January 26th, 2026. And after that, January 27th, Neptune enters Aries for good, and February 14th, Saturn enters Aries for good. So we are having just a couple of more months in our life when we can truly decide what in our Pisces house, which is very much about energy, emotions, addictions, some shadowy things that I mentioned before, shadow side of Pisces. And also in Pisces, it's a lot about our dreams and our boundaries, and also themes regarding health. So these things can also be showing up. How we also just use our spiritual side and our energy in our life in a grounded way with the Saturn. Remember, guys, that this is like our first try, this May 13th to May 24th. So it's very important to observe, because this will help you then to deal with September retrograde, Saturn retrograding through the same point, and then February, the final ultimate ending. And remember also we have eclipse season in September, so there will be the Saturn retrograding. September 1st, September 15 will be activating Pisces 29, the last degree, and September 21st there is an eclipse in Virgo at also 29 degree. So imagine there is Saturn 28 degree opposing new moon in Virgo, which will be the eclipse. So there is this axis of Pisces Virgo activated by eclipse. So we are already preparing for this eclipse in May with those energies, because this eclipse wants us also to refresh, to start new thing. It's going to be a new moon, new seed, planting new seed in our Virgo house. And Saturn is now looking at this Virgo house from opposition at this ultimate 29 degree, trying to teach this Virgo energy what needs to be released, what needs to end, what needs to be improved. Virgo is very much about this healing energy, perfectionism, work, and then Pisces is a lot about this emotional side of healing, the spiritual side of healing. So we have like this combination of physical health with mental health, and also rest and spirituality versus reality, practical dimension, and you know, those pragmatical things we deal with in our daily life and routines. And so there is some big polishment happening here. I feel like globally this is a lot about medical world. And also, guys, I would like you to watch my previous videos about Saturn being in Pisces. I did 2 videos talking about how this can be manifesting in our reality. You have some descriptions of Pisces shadow here, like escapism, victimhood, addictions, mental health issues, immune system, end of illusion, self-sabotage, medicine, big pharma stuff going on. And also in the part 2 I was talking about migration crisis that can happen with this energy, that there's some karma coming for big pharma and religion, review tests and restrictions of spiritual services including astrology, hospitals, illness, crisis in this field, fake news, health problems, consequences. Yeah, there was a lot of information in those 2 videos, so you can watch and see how many of those things actually truly happened. Karma for our artistic industry, secrets revealed totally, if you think about what's going on with Hollywood and stuff. Past life fears, ending old karma, problems with water retention, poisoning, floods. Wow. Yeah, I feel like truly astrology is an incredible tool to predict the future, because I was talking about all those things 2.5 years ago in those videos, and now we can see the end of this transit, how this really played out, right? So guys, now we're gonna see in which house for every one of you individually this Saturn was transiting in the past 2 years since March 2023. And please, if you would like to share your observation with me, comment down below how you've been experiencing this transit, what was going on with you in this area of your life. And now you can be going through some ultimate completion, maybe some old karma resolution, either now in May or then in February. I think it's gonna play out in the way that it's gonna be like test number 1 now in May, then in September there will be some re-examination, and then in February there will be the ultimate ending, and then we're gonna start a new path. Okay guys, so Aries rising, you had this transit of Saturn moving through your 12th house. So hidden enemies, secrets, subconscious mind, mental health, energy, rest, sleeping patterns. You could be dealing with the final endings in your life now in those times when Saturn will be at 29° Pisces. I shared all the dates in intro, so please watch. So you could be dealing with some self-sabotage, with procrastination here, with some own mental blockages that you have in your own energy. And also the Saturn could push you to make some final ending to, for example, you self-sabotaging something in your life, escaping into addictions instead of dealing with reality. There could be a lot of energy since March 2023 where you feel like certain chapters in your life are really fully coming to some sort of completion. So there could be also you dealing with some old emotions, old feelings, something that you didn't process correctly. You know, 12th house is the final house in astrology, so this is where the whole karma is stored. For some of you it could be about past lives. So let me know how you've been dealing with this energy, what was going on in your life with this Pisces 12th house being activated by Saturn, which wants you to master something there, which wants you to ground your energy there. So if there was any addiction, any mental health issue, any problem with escapism, self-sabotaging tendencies, problems with sleep, some secrets, something that you've been doing, you know, behind the scenes, also hidden enemies, the Saturn could show you that. Let us know in comment section how did you work with those energies, and expect that there will be a culmination of this process happening from now in May till February 2026. Taurus rising, for you could be dealing with some big karmic lessons of Saturn in your 11th house, where you have friends, networking, your future aspirations, wishes and goals. So let us know how the Saturn was treating this area of your life in those last 2 years, what kind of lessons you went through, if there was any hardship, any difficulty, or maybe you had to set some stronger boundaries with your friends and networks. Sometimes Saturn brings loneliness, so for some of you it could be about that. Maybe you had to cut off certain people, or certain people disappeared from your life, and now you can see that this part of your life is a little bit more limited and restricted. But remember that Saturn only let things that are long-term stay. So if you lost somebody on the way that was a part of your community and that was meant to be, and now you're gonna be having some final realization about your lessons in the Pisces area of your life. There could be also some more grounded approach to your future, to your goals for the future, what you are dreaming about in your future energy. So let us know how this was operating, and expect that there will be some ultimate karmic lesson, maybe resolution of some old karma, completion of this process. Hopefully it will give you some mastery regarding you, how you operate in your friendships. So that's all I have for you guys. Thank you so much. Gemini rising, you were having Saturn transiting your 10th house of career. since March 2023. So let us know, how did you experience that? If there was a lot of delays, blockages, some karmic lessons, some difficulties. There could be a lesson about setting boundaries. There could be also a lesson for those of you who would like to maybe work in the healing, spiritual or medical area, that you have to, you know, set for yourself some grounded plan and goals with the Saturn. And yeah, there could be some restriction here. There could be something that you had to overcome. There might be some karmic challenge here. And now May, then September, and then February, you're gonna have this Saturn operating at the final degree in Pisces. So there might be the culmination of this process, maybe reaching some mastery, maybe setting some final boundaries regarding your career, and final endings. 29 degree is the anaretic culminating degree. So for some of you, it might mean ending some chapter in your career, or in your social status, in your reputation, your legacy, your public life. There is some ending here, and it might be connected to your dreams. Maybe your dreams went for some re-evaluation. You remember we had Venus and Mercury moving from Aries to Pisces this spring, so you could rethink your goals and your wishes for this 10th house where you have those ambitious goals. And maybe now your dreams are a little bit more grounded and more earthy and more rational, and now you will be able to move forward with this more clarity. Please watch intro, then you're gonna know better how this energy might be influencing you. And thank you so much. Cancer rising, you are having Saturn trining your ascendant and first house from 9th house, so you could be actually having a nicer time with this energy. Saturn was helping you to build something long-term, and it was operating in your sector of higher education, travel, foreign energy, your belief system, your faith, you exploring the world, you expanding your mind and horizons. So there could be something going on here in this area of your life with the purpose of mastering this sector of your life. Maybe some of you were, for example, studying. Let us know in comment what was going on with you since March 2023 regarding those things in your life. And now there's a completion here. There is an ending, culmination, final karmic lesson, final challenge. Saturn being at the final degree of astrology, being in your 9th house, so you can be reaching the final energy here. 9th house is also about publishing, teaching, you know, having your guru. Maybe some of you were working with somebody that was older and wiser, giving you some energy of expansion and helping you to see things in a wider perspective. So there might be also final lesson here. But also remember, with Saturn, we've been trying to work with the shadow side of Pisces. So here, for example, you could have some illusions, some beliefs that were not really grounded and realistic. So maybe for some of you there was some cleansing of your mental energy with this Saturn, and now you see things in a more clear way. So let us know in comments how you've been operating with this Saturn. I'm very curious, what kind of lessons and mastery did you go for? For Leo rising, you've been having Saturn transiting your 8th house since 2023, since March. So you can let us know in comment, how did you experience this energy? 8th house is very deep. Here we merge our energy with other people. So maybe some of you had some relationships in which you had to share either your energy or resources, maybe business partnership, maybe intimate connection. There was some challenge here to put more structure, to organize yourself more. You could be also more serious and responsible over your financial energy and investment with the Saturn, thinking long term. And Saturn could be also giving you some challenges in order to master this house for you. In the 8th house, we also have some mental health energies, like dealing with some trauma, something deep, something that we can't talk just with everybody. It's very secretive, some sort of difficult experiences that you went through. And here we also have death and rebirth, transformation. So for some of you, Saturn could bring some energies that faced you, even with death or transition of time, or things fading away. So let us know how this was happening for you in a good way. Now with this Saturn ending this transit, many of you can have much better organization over your financial sector, and if you are sharing something with other people, this also supposed to be now more organized with better rules. And now you're gonna have the ultimate karmic lesson about this house, so it's worth to look back what was going on since March 2025 to work with this energy in a conscious way, because now in May and then September and then February you're gonna have this final call from Saturn to master this area of your life. Let go of illusions, let go of shadowy side of Pisces that can be happening here, like escapism or some sort of addictions. So in the 8th house, yeah, thank you. Virgo rising, you are having Saturn transiting your 7th house since March 2023, now coming to some sort of culmination and ending. So you've been going through some karmic lessons in your partnership. Very often Saturn in the 7th house brings some serious approach to relationship. Those relationships that are strong and meant to last are actually with Saturn heading towards higher level, like from boyfriend, girlfriend to engagement or marriage. So Saturn could be giving you this higher level of commitment. But if the energy of your relationship was not really healthy, Saturn could end it, right? Block it. So now it depends what happened for you. That will show you the quality of relationship you've been dealing with. In Pisces energy, it's a lot about setting boundaries. So for some of you, this karmic lesson could be regarding just telling people no more often in order to protect your own well-being, giving and receiving in equal way. So if there was some imbalance, Saturn was also judging that, trying to refine your partnership energy, and also quitting this idealization of partners, ending the way of seeing people with pink colored glasses. You know, Pisces 7th house is super romantic, very idealistic, but unfortunately it can lead to some troubles, because you might not see people clearly, you might see people in a better way than they truly are. So for some of you, Saturn could expose this tendency and could also push you to be more rational about your partnerships. And also just have clearer rules. It doesn't have to be your partner as a lover, it can be just you versus another person. It can be also somebody you work with. It could also show up as somebody being your mentor and helping you, for example, in your healing journey, like therapist. So I'm very curious, how did you experience this energy? And now in May, September and February, you're gonna have the final culmination of this process. Something that is expired, unhealthy, has to go away, and there will be some ending here happening with Saturn, so you can clear the old karma. Thank you. Libra rising, you are dealing with Saturn in Pisces transiting your 6th house, where you have daily routines, health, your work, your pets, your day-to-day life, your routines. So many Libra rising could be now going through those 2 years processes of mastering this side of your life. Maybe for some of you there was a dealing with some chronic illness, especially in Pisces. It could be very much about mental health or addictions or feet, and also lymph and liquids in your body. So let us know in comment if you've been dealing with something regarding that. It could be also hormonal with Pisces, hormones. Maybe for some of you, this Saturn pushed you through some karmic lessons to finally get serious about your health, to get serious about your routine, about your work, about how your schedule look like. It can be some challenge here. Also, this is the house where we serve other people, so some of you could go through lessons of setting boundaries in those matters, because maybe you were overgiving. You having Pisces in 6th house, you might be having very idealistic approach to helping other people, doing things for them, and that could lead to some burnout. And with Saturn here, it's like the energy of no more. I have my limits kind of energy. I have to protect my well-being and my wellness first. So let me know in comments, how did you experience this transit since March 2023? What was going on? What kind of karmic lessons, what kind of restrictions, challenge, limitations you discovered in the 6th house? And now the 6th house is supposed to be more mastered, refined, polished, especially now as we are reaching 29-degree Saturn. So there's the ultimate culmination of this karmic lesson for you. So the 6th house of health and work will look like, you know, the best possible. Thank you. Scorpio rising, you're having trine from Saturn in Pisces for the last 2 years, so it could actually help you a lot. And it was going through the 5th house, where you have children, joy, hobbies, your self-expression, your own business if you have any, your creativity, love, dating. So for some of you, that could be, for example, the challenge in love. Maybe you discovered with this transit that love, dating, children, this is not just the funny side of life, but this also requires lots of obligations, demands, limitations. So I feel like you went through some lesson regarding the 5th house with Saturn showing you the truth about all those joyful things in life. Right? When we think about 5th house in Pisces that you have in your chart, you could have very romantic, very idealistic approach to love, children, art, having your own business. It could be very idealized by you. And now with Saturn, there could be maybe some partner showing off in your life, showing you that no, actually love, dating, or having children, or having your own business, this requires hard work and discipline, and you also have to work on yourself a lot. For those of you who decided to build your own business based on your hobbies, there could be a challenge regarding delay, dealing with some documents, learning new things, mastering things that are hard for you to understand. But at the same time, the Saturn was helping you to turn your hobbies and passions into something tangible. Your dreams, something that you love to do, could now be materialized with this Saturn. Maybe before you were just thinking about singing or dancing or painting, but now maybe when this transit is coming to an end, you can show something that you did something in the material, in the tangible. Also inner child energy, for some of you that could be regarding healing your inner child, going to therapy, trying to unblock your self-expression. At the same time, Saturn here could restrict this joy and pleasure in life. For some time you could feel some karmic blockages regarding expression or love or dating, but with the end of this transit, you should feel like you have mastered something here. There was also something regarding boundaries here with this 5th house Saturn. So maybe you setting boundaries in love or with children, or in your business, or with your creative side of life. So let me know, how did you experience this energy, how Saturn was treating you, how did you feel with this 5th house being under Saturnian influence. And now in May, then September, then in February, you're gonna have the final ultimate karmic lesson about this house. So in order to understand what this might be all about and what you need to end, what is not serving you, this observation of last 2 years will help you a lot to understand what might be going on here. So thank you. Sagittarius rising, Saturn was transiting your 4th house of family, housing, roots, ancestors, generational trauma, your private life, your hidden energy, your inner world, your sensitivity. So for many of you, there could be some challenge regarding this sector of your life. Maybe the need to set some boundaries. That could be your karmic lesson, maybe with your family members, parents. There could be some obstacles, some delay, something difficult happening in your housing situation or family. That's supposed to heal your energy regarding your roots, regarding your family. So for many of you, it could be about realizing how your family affected you, your upbringing, your relationship with parents, and also you could use this energy to heal, to go on therapy. Some of you could be going through some process of healing since March 2023 by realizing with the Saturn that my family energy is blocking me, or my current housing situation is difficult. I would like to change it. And you could also become just more serious about having home, having family. Maybe some of you decided to settle down, to get married, to have children, to create a family on your own with this fourth house, or build a house, or buy a house, or invest in real estate. If there is some dream there in the fourth house regarding your family and house, Saturn could help you make it coming to the real world, not just being in your fantasy. So I'm very curious, how did you experience this fourth house energy activated by Saturn? And now you can have the final karmic lessons there in May, September and February. So watch intro for more information, and good luck with this one. Capricorn rising, Saturn, it's your ruler. So for you, this is a very important transit. It was going through your third house of communication, and now it's reaching this final ultimate 29 degree where you can have the final lessons about your third house, where you talk, where you think, where you communicate with others. It could be a lot about setting boundaries in communication, or polishing the way how you communicate, trying to make your communication more grounded, more realistic, because you having Pisces in the third house. Your communication could be a little bit actually, you know, blurred and messy, and maybe very abstract and not very easy to understand. So for some of you, it could be also about publishing something in social media, writing a book, creating a website, selling things. Also car thing is here, and also it could be related to your siblings, local community and neighbors. So if there was some challenge here, some karmic lessons regarding those topics, you had to master those things, you felt like there is some delay or some blockage that you have to overcome, or maybe you had to heal your energy, your mental energy with the Saturn. Let us know in the comment section. Also, that's the house of learning. So for some of you, you could be just really working hard on learning, studying, having some course, mastering something in this intellectual side of life. So now there is the final culmination of that energy. So observe what was going on in the last 2 years, and you can share with us in the comment section. How did you experience that? What was going on regarding the third house? Was it hard? Or hopefully not too much for you guys, because you being Capricorn rising, you have this natural Saturnian skill of pushing things through and being disciplined. So I hope you use this skill to master this third house, and now you can see that there is some reward of you knowing that you are in a better place now energetically in this third house. So thank you so much, guys. Aquarius rising, for you there was some big karmic lessons since March 2023 with Saturn being in Pisces in your second house. So money, finances, also self-worth, values, your material possessions, your natural talents, your self-love, your body. So there could be some challenge that started in March 2023, and now there is some culmination of this energy. You might be either realizing that you have mastered a lot about this house with 29 degree Pisces, or you might realize those final endings that you need to do, something that you have to let go of, some old karmic story, old cycle that you don't want to continue doing. This energy will be with us in May, in September, and in February. So we're gonna have 3 rounds of Saturn being at the final anaretic degree here. So there's this ultimate lesson about finances, about the I have energy, about treating your body well, about food. For some of you, this transit could bring some food restrictions in the past, some issues with physical health, in order for you to, you know, turn the messy addictive energy of Pisces into order. So you have, for example, some organization around what you eat, what you pour into your body. This is a very classic thing in the second house. It could be related to your teeth as well. And with this second house, of course, some of you had to save money. You had to restrict your spendings with Saturn second house in order to teach you how to manage your finances in a better way. So let me know, how did you experience this challenge? This karmic challenge is soon coming to an end, so it's worth to use final days, final weeks of this energy to leave the second house of finances, very important house, and self-worth and values, you know, on a very top level. Thank you. Pisces rising, well, for you that was a big time, 2 years of having Saturn transiting your first house. So your whole life went through some very serious, disciplined transit. First house is your I am. So Saturn was asking you to organize yourself as a whole, how you start things, how you look, how you present yourself, how you show up in the world. If there was anything that was toxic, difficult, not healthy, messy, Saturn was showing you that, was judging you, was criticizing you sometimes. It was your inner critic possibly. But hopefully you use this transit to be now in a better place, physically and mentally. In the first house, very much we take care of how we look, so our body, what we eat as well. So for some of you, that could be a great time to put yourself in a good shape, to end with illusions, to end with some energy of seeing things better than they truly are, escapism and procrastination tendencies, addictions. So hopefully you were able to get rid of many of difficult, toxic, poisonous things in your life, including people, and now you can see that you are in a better place. And now there is a time for this ultimate karmic lesson with Saturn. We're gonna have this in May, September and February. You can watch intro to find proper dates, and we're gonna be feeling like this cycle is coming to an end. So there's this final letting go, final release, final closing of the past and old karmic blockages and the shadow side of Pisces that we don't want to have anymore. This transit could also help you to make your dreams come true. So maybe for some of you, your dreams became more tangible and now you can see them in your real world. So thank you so much, guys. That's all I have for you. I hope this helps. And the best way to work with astrology is just to observe. So observe how you're going to be reacting now to this Saturn 29-degree, the ultimate ending energy in astrology, with the Lord of Karma activating this point of our chart. If your house is different than the one I said here, remember this is a whole sign system. If you use Placidus, you just need to find your own house. And I wish you good luck with this one, and see you next time. Thank you. Bye.